What up, YouTube? So today I have something really special. I got two pairs of shoes that I'm gonna be unboxing on the channel. I apologize, Ryan, first and foremost, for not getting to this review earlier. These are two pairs of shoes, actually three pairs of shoes that my friend borrowed me for the channel. This stuff has been sitting. I've got some other things that have been sitting. I've been kind of overwhelmed the last few weeks, so it took me a minute to get to this review, but I'm finally doing it. So first and foremost, let me just give a major shout out to my boy Ryan Montoya. Thank you so much, dog, for letting me borrow these sneakers. What we have today is we have Air Jordan 1 High OG, and I actually don't know what colorway this is. My boy gave me this sneaker so I would review it on the channel, but he also told me don't open this until he said don't look at it until you are filming. I actually want to see what your reaction is going to be. So yeah, I'm gonna do this one, and then I'm gonna open a box of Yeezys next, so stay tuned. So first and foremost, we've got the classic Air Jordan 1 box. I love that black box with the red Nike logo. You got the double trademarking. So let's we're gonna pop the top on this. Ooh, oof. All right. I'm gonna be super careful with these because they're dead stock. Oh my God, look at this. Look at this sneaker. Wow. So I'm gonna get the other one out here. Unfortunately, it looks like some of the paper is ripped, but it is what it is. When you're collecting sneakers, there's always that ripped paper. It kind of sucks, but it is what it is. So now I just want to do a reaction of these sneakers. These, I believe, are actually, I think there's 4 colorways in these Jordan 1s. There's a reddish colorway, there's a bluish colorway, I think there's a green colorway, and then there's the yellow ochres. So I believe that these are the brother or sister pair to my yellow ochres, and I will actually show you in a bit. I'm not gonna pull the insole out of this pair, but hopefully I'll be able to stick the camera down in there. It looks like they have that sort of like card labeling that they have on the insole of my yellow ochres as well. So I just wanna say with this sneaker, this is maybe one of my favorite pairs of Air Jordans ever, Air Jordan 1s ever. Personally, I think Air Jordan 1s are maybe my favorite sneaker of all time. I don't see that changing anytime soon. There's something about having a pair of Air Jordan 1s on. To me, it instantly elevates, you know, whatever outfit I'm wearing for that day. And just, you know, already with this colorway sort of having that washed jeans kind of look to it, this is a really, really unique colorway for me in a lot of ways. This is a sneaker that I would be super excited to wear with joggers, sweatpants, jeans, shorts. You know, this is a sneaker that when you put this sneaker on, really the sneaker is doing a lot of the talking. You don't have to do all that much talking. A few other things that I want to point out about this pair of Jordan 1s is quality on this pair of Jordan 1s is really, really high quality. So actually, you know, what I'm going to do before I get to the rest of the video is I'm actually going to do a comparison between these and my yellow ochres. I have not done a review yet of the Air Jordan 1 yellow ochres, so I'm going to get those out and I'm going to do a side-by-side in this video, and yeah, hopefully you enjoy that. So I actually just grabbed the yellow ochres off my shelf. This is a pair of sneakers that is actually one of my favorite pairs of sneakers. Unfortunately, I lost the insert for this pair, so it seems like the toe box is starting to get a little bit, I don't know, a little bit pushed in, but it actually still has the support on this side, so for some reason that just seems to happen with some of my pairs of Air Jordan 1s. But doing a side-by-side between the yellow ochres, and I believe I'm gonna actually check the box to see what pair of sneakers this is, what colorway this is. I'm not entirely sure. So it looks like the colorway on this. So this was actually the Blue Moon colorway. So this is the Summit White and the Blue Moon. And I believe this is the Nike, I think it's the same thing, Summit White, maybe with the yellow ochre. I don't know what the white colorway is on this one. I'll have to check. I don't have the box near me right now. But what I noticed when I got these sneakers in hand is side by side. You look at both sneakers side by side. I actually really think that this is something that Jordan Brand kind of wanted to release all of these different colorways together. There's actually 2 more colorways. There's a reddish and a greenish colorway too. So I'm really stoked that I got to have these side by side on the channel. If you look at the insoles, which on this one it says All Stars, and it has it written sort of on a card in the insole, and for this one they have a Royal Flush. But I did want to take this pair off my shelf so I could show you a side by side with the pair that my friend Ryan let me borrow. Shout out to you, bro. This is actually going to be one of the cooler episodes that I get to bring on the channel. It's always cool when you get to compare two sneakers side by side. I do want to say I'm still diving into sneakers. This is basically my first real hardcore year collecting. I'm still learning the ropes. I'm still understanding the sneaker trade, understanding how to get better at it, trying to get my sneaker game better. So if you have any issues with what I'm posting in the content, please drop it down in the comments. I would love to know what your thoughts are. I would love to hear from maybe any experienced sneakerheads out there who, I don't know, might have something to say for me. So if you're looking for a crazy pair of Air Jordan 1s, material wise, either one, the yellow ochre or this moon black, blue moon black with the summit white on there, either one is going to be an excellent pair of sneakers for quality. I really think they just hit the ball out of the park for quality on this pair of sneakers. Really cool. Make sure that if you're interested in something like this, you know, make sure you got the money ready for those drop days. And last but not least, you know, the yellow ochres for me was a pair that really got me into collecting Jordan 1s. I'm a huge Wu-Tang fan, and I'm also, you know, a huge Jordan fan. I think that there is actually an Air Jordan 1 or a Nike Dunk Wu-Tang out there. I'm not entirely sure. I'm pretty sure there is, because I think Travis Scott wears them. But this to me screams Wu-Tang, and it was an affordable sneaker for me at the time. So this is definitely something that I got instead of a Wu-Tang sneaker, but this sneaker to me has a lot of those Wu-Tang principles to it. Now with the Blue Moon, I don't really know what this sneaker reminds me of. I think for me, what I want to say about this sneaker is this is such a unique and such a clean design. And then once you get to actually feel the materials, I'm not going to touch the materials too much on this because I don't want to get it dirty, but when you actually get to hold this pair of sneakers in hand, you really get to appreciate the time and effort that went into making it. And honestly, I really think that just the subtle differences between the two sneakers, between the Blue Moon and between the yellow ochres, I think that it was really creative that they actually did, you know, 4 different types of sneakers that are all Jordan 1s, but they all have similar characteristics to them. So this one and the yellow ochres have similar characteristics in a lot of ways. There's also a reddish pair and also a greenish pair too. So make sure to look out for those. I'm really stoked though that I finally get to hold a pair of these in hand. I'm also stoked to actually get to do the comparison between the two shoes. Both shoes scream extremely high quality. If you've seen the quality in the shattered backboards, if you've seen the quality in the Jordan 1 Gatorades, you can tell that the quality is definitely there on these sneakers as well. So if you're interested in buying Jordan 1s simply from the quality perspective, I'm gonna have to go ahead and say that this quality wise is much higher in quality than the Biohacks in my opinion, and the Biohacks actually did a pretty good job as far as Jordan 1 quality in 2020. Like I said before, I'm not entirely sure if this sneaker released in 2020. I'm pretty sure I know that the yellow ochres released in 2018. The yellow ochres went up and up and up as an investment sneaker. So if you're interested, Jordan 1s from an investment sneaker perspective, I have an idea that potentially this is going to be a high investment sneaker down the road. So make sure if you're collecting Jordan 1s, you know, make sure you actually know that sometimes these sneakers can be really great investments. And if you don't wear the sneaker, and I don't want to discourage anyone from wearing the sneaker out there, but if you don't wear the sneaker, potentially someday that sneaker will be worth a lot more money. Now, that being said, I have sneakers that I'm interested in wearing, and I also have sneakers that I am interested in just really kind of holding on to from an investment perspective. It's actually hard for me specifically when it comes to Air Jordan 1s, because those are pairs of sneakers that I really want to wear, but they're also sneakers that I really want to invest in. So I'm still kind of on the fence as to what to do as far as my Jordan 1 collections. But that being said, I'm gonna move on to the Adidas 350. I think we got a 350 Boost next. I'm not entirely sure which 350 Boost we have. Alright, yo, I'm back. And I'm back for the final unboxing reaction. What we have here is we have a Yeezy Boost 350. Most of you already know how I feel about my Yeezys. I like them, but at the same time, like, I don't know. I just have never been a huge Yeezy person for some reason. I just couldn't really muster up spending $270 or $220 on a sneaker when it releases. So personally, I haven't bought all that many Yeezys since Yeezy came out back in the day. So yeah, I don't have a single pair of Yeezys on my channel yet. This is the first pair of Yeezys that I've actually brought on the channel, and I am super stoked to give you this review and this reaction. So let's get right into it. I just want to make sure I'm not damaging anything here. Looks like we got some drawer action. Yeah, so I'm just gonna leave that the way it is. And before I get into this one, I'm gonna check out the colorway. So we got Cindrf, C-I-N-D-R-F. I guess that's the colorway. Kind of a funky name for a colorway, but yo. Now for this one, I'm just gonna leave this other sneaker wrapped up. I'm really only gonna pull out this sneaker just because this isn't my pair, so I just want to keep these pairs as nice as I possibly can. All right. Close that back up. Throw that down. All right, so it's the first time I've ever had a Yeezy Boost in hand. I have some Adidas Ultra Boost sneakers. I actually have one pair of Adidas Ultra Boost sneakers. I threw it up on eBay. Still hasn't really sold all that well. But as far as a Yeezy pair of sneakers, I've never owned a pair of Yeezy sneakers. I have considered it a few times. I just, for some reason, I haven't found myself going over the edge and actually making the leap and buying a pair of sneakers. Now, what I will say about this right off the bat is I really kind of like this, you know, this mesh design for the upper. I like that a lot. I think that it's kind of going away from leather materials or pleather, like plastic leather materials. I think that that's actually a nice touch. As far as the sustainability design goes, this is probably a much more sustainable design than some of the leather being used on the Air Jordan 1s. So I do want to kind of mention that. I do think from a sustainability focus, Yeezy is doing slightly better than Air Jordan from that perspective. So we will have to see, you know, kind of what the future of sustainability for both companies kind of looks like. But right now, I think that quality of materials, it looks like this is mostly, let's see if it says what the quality of materials, what the actual materials are. So I can't see on here if it's like polyester or if it's like, you know, cotton. To me, it kind of looks like maybe a cotton polyester, you know, mix, but I could be wrong on that. Now, I'm interested to know what this would feel like on feet. I think that it's definitely a cool pair of sneakers from the perspective of design. I think that there's a lot of really hard work and interesting design components that went into this. So I can really definitely appreciate the thing like the midsole here, and I can also appreciate the bottom and the outsole. Personally, I already know from experience that anytime I see these little Yeezy Boost bubbles in the bottom of a sole, I have a pretty good idea that that's gonna be a pretty darn comfortable sneaker. So just looking at this, I have an idea that this is going to be a really comfortable sneaker. Now, I will say some things that concern me is I think that maybe the back end here juts out too much. I don't know if that would be a comfortable step as far as like, you know, walking in the shoes goes. But I will say that, you know, as far as the overall design, how the design doesn't really have a very linear, it has sort of this has sort of a circular look to the shoe. Maybe not circular, but I guess the point that I'm trying to get across is that this is a shoe that doesn't have a lot of straight lines, and I really think that that's a unique factor when it comes to the design of this shoe. I think that Yeezy has actually talked about that in some of his interviews, how he likes to be in open spaces that don't have four walls. And I can kind of get that idea by looking at this design. I think that this is a design that has some very curved, you know, features to it instead of having very straight linear features to it. Some of the Jordan sneakers have some pretty linear, pretty straightforward, almost boxy looking designs, but for this has almost no boxiness to it whatsoever other than the pull tab here on the back. And it looks like the pull tab has, you know, basically the pull tab is a rectangle in its own, but that's the only rectangular or square or boxed in design I really see on this pair of sneakers, aside from the tag and aside from the box itself. So I think that that's a unique component to Yeezy sneakers. I like the curvature that you see in the Yeezy designs, and I really think that maybe the curvature of the Yeezy designs is that's to me what really draws me into the Yeezy designs in total. Personally, I like that they're pushing the envelope forward at Adidas, especially in the Yeezy department. So I think that that's definitely something that, you know, I can point out in my own opinion that I really like about this sneaker. There's also some other things, like some close-up details, and I'll put the light over here. So there's some close-up details I want to point out. I kind of think how the mesh part of the upper here looks really interesting. It almost has like a Windows 95 kind of vibe to it. Now that's me personally, since I grew up partly in the 90s. This is definitely something that has sort of like an old school / new school look, but it's, I don't know, to me when I look at the side of the upper, I get that Windows 95 logo to it, just that sort of square design, how they basically incorporated, I don't know, at least some linear designs in the side of the upper, but at the same time the overall shoe has a very curved, very non-linear look to it overall. So I really think that that was something that's notable, and I really think that that's something that's respectable about Yeezy and Adidas as a whole. I really think that Adidas, apart from Yeezy, doesn't do a very good job with non-linear curvature, but I think that as far as the Yeezy side of Adidas, I think they do a really great job with non-linear curves, sort of making you look at a sneaker that is potentially the future of design, and I really think that this is a sneaker that embodies that. So that's about it for this video. I don't think that there's anything really about the colorway on this that stands out to me. It's not an insane sneaker from the colorway perspective, but it's an absolutely insane sneaker from just the overall silhouette. I really wish that I would have gotten into these more a few years ago. For one reason or another, I've always been sort of a Jordan brand supporter. I love my Jordan sneakers, so it's always been a little bit hard for me to make the full change and start collecting Yeezys for whatever reason. But now that I have the shoe in hand, and I know I say this a lot, so shout out to all my friends who hear me say this a lot, but when I get these shoes in hand, something happens to my brain, and I think, you know, all right, this is actually, I can really appreciate this for the characteristics and the design that went into this. And for me, what I really appreciate about this shoe overall is I really appreciate the silhouette. I think that they spent a lot of time and effort trying to come up with a shoe that didn't look like just your basic everyday pair of shoes. And I really think that the Yeezy 350 was basically a groundbreaking measure in the sneaker community, because it sort of started to move us away from, I don't know, really boxy, normal looking sneakers, and it has started to move us into this new futuristic age of sneakers, which I really have to, you know, give a shout out to Yeezy. I appreciate you, bro, for moving the envelope forward in the sneaker community. I really think that when I think of people who pushed the envelope forward, I think Jordan, but now that I have a pair of Yeezys in hand, I gotta give it to the guy, Yeezy as well. That's it for the review today, yo. I love you all out there. I majorly appreciate you all out there. You are helping these videos so much. Please don't stop the support anytime soon. I'm gonna be supporting any of the projects so I'm gonna be supporting my supporters out there. If you have any projects that you're working on, if you have anything that you need help with, please send me a direct message. I would love to help you out with something within reason. But yeah, aside from that, please go check out my old videos. Check out some of my friends on YouTube. Check out Craig the Collector. Check out The Soul Truth. Make sure you're checking out the page for The Soul Truth that is based on sneakers. There's 2 pages, so get the right one. And I'm also going to be adding some of their videos to my videos as well at some point. So if you guys want to check out maybe some of their things, you can click the advertisement cards that I have posted in my videos, and hopefully you'll be able to get there from there. All right, that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful weekend and take care.